Today's the 1st of August. We're underway again on our way on the next step. So this is the longest step towards Cape Finisterre, 35 miles I think today. So we've had to set off in the fog. It's not too thick, visibility is over a mile. So Hazel get some sail up over there. Yeah, so our strategy in this sort of fog is to stay fairly close together. I transmit AIS. We've got 2 sets of eyes on the job. Yeah, I say it's not thick fog. It's not foghorn weather. Visibility is good enough for that, but it's foggy. According to the dew point and temperature forecast, it should clear about 10. Yeah, let's see how we get on. Hello. Hi. And finally sailing into our anchor bay. Some nasty looking breaking stuff over there, enormous breaking things. There's a, I don't know if you'll see it, but you'll see this breaking on that. Oh, stop that, breaking on that thing there. But yeah, so as I say, sailing into a bay. A bit of haze still about. It's just, it did clear for a little while. Let's try and back. And this all looks nice, and up the top there somewhere is where we're going into anchor. So looking forward to getting up there and getting the hook down. We've got 17 miles today to a place called Rias, which is the stopping off point directly before Cape Finisterre. So we'll get there overnight there, and the weather looks as good as it does at the moment. We'll go for Cape Finisterre tomorrow. And it's all very good. It's a bit cloudy, the last couple of days. Well, yesterday was foggy, as you know. Today a little bit clouds, some blue sky. Temperature's a bit milder, which is nice. It got quite hot for a few days there in Rias, in A Coruña area there. It's nice now, comfortable, and I'm looking forward to it today. These Rias are just glorious, aren't they? Rias Bajas or something like that. Beautiful. Stunning. And this is us heading out towards Cape Finisterre today. Sort of two capes there really. Finistaire's the famous one. There's one before it which apparently is, well, described by some Spanish sailors as being the real Cape, and you know, they know what they're talking about. But yeah, so this double Cape, the second one being Finisterre, as I say, it's quite a big one really. Forecast is kindly, let's hope that works out. We'll see. Beautiful morning. So this is Cape Turignan. This is actually the most westerly point of Spain, and a very knowledgeable Spanish sailor that we met called Manuel gave us a lot of information about this coast and really knew what he was talking about. He described this one as the real Cape. Finisterre obviously is the bigger name, but he said tides can get, or currents can get pretty strange around here, and you can see some signs of currents, all that white foam. Water back a little way was much more confused than it is here, so there's certainly some current stuff going on. But as it is, a 1.9 miles away from that cape, and all the progress, once we turn around that cape, 1.8 miles now, we'll start to head south, and then from then on all the way down to the south of Portugal we'll be heading south, clearly nipping in and out of bays, anchorages and whatever, but all of the real progress will be south, which is, wow, this is the corner. Very exciting. Woohoo! There we have it, Cape Turignan, if I've just pronounced that correctly. Down there, Cape Finisterre, Lanioli in the distance. 8 miles to Cape Finisterre. A lot of breaking water off this cape, some shallow bits, which had to give a fair bit of room. But the most westerly we'll be for a long time. Let's spring around. 3, 4, 5, 10 degrees. It's another 15 degrees by the looks of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See what that does for us. Due south, pretty much. Beautiful. Bit of wing on wing on wing on, a bit of wing on wing going on here. That's hard to say. Going quite well actually. Making best part of 4 knots. Sometimes a bit better. And Finisterre up here. That is Cape Finisterre with the rock off it. La New Orleans, also wing on wing. You see? No, she's not. No, both at the same side. Cape Finisterre. We're going to tuck up behind their anchor tonight. Be up there this afternoon. Spend the night up there, go on tomorrow. It's supposed to get a bit breezy this afternoon or late afternoon, so it's good to stay out of that really on this part of the world. Cape Finisterre, wing on wing, flying along. 5 knots. Well, what a truly glorious morning. Making 4 knots, dead downwind, mainsail only. Had the foresail up, but it's no point. Making great speed like this. And hopefully this is the way it's going to be for a while. This is the northerlies, which we pick up after Finisterre. And we'll be heading south in northerlies. I think I might be getting used to sailing on one sail, which is excellent. Beautiful, beautiful morning. Well, just sailing in. It's the first of the Rias Bajas, the inlet, the rear inlets below Finisterre. Very beautiful, very beautiful. Reminds me a lot of Turkey. Nice to see a few boats about. I don't know if you'll get them on this camera, but apart from Hazel, there are 3 other sailboats out that I can see at a quick glance. Glorious. So we've been underway for, well, this is the 5th day in a row that we've hopped. We've got 1 more we're planning, round to the next area tomorrow, so that'll be 6 in a row, and then we shall have a rest up there and enjoy that little spot. It looks like a beautiful spot as far as we can tell, and we'll be staying there, I'd say, for a few days, enjoying that before getting our act together for moving on, really. There's supposed to be a supermarket there, so we can get a few bits in, see if there's a petrol station, get another 20 litres of diesel maybe. Yeah, and I guess empty our bins. The one thing that might be tricky is to fill up the water, but there might be a marina we can pop in and just fill up the water. They're quite friendly like that here. I think you can often just go into the marina, fill up the water and go out again, which is very good. So going for a long one today, and as I was going to say as the crow flies, but you can't do that because I have to go around some land. But if we could take the shortest route, it's only 28 miles, but there's several rocky reefs offshore that by the time you've gone around the outside of those, it takes it up to 35 miles. So a longish day today, you know, it's quite doable in daylight. We didn't leave till 9, so we'll be in the evening, I suspect. But beautiful day, supposed to be some breeze later. Still and calm at the moment, and we're motoring, as you can no doubt tell, but the forecast says good breeze, good sailing breeze, 12, 13, 14 knots later, so let's hope we get a very good sail out of this. So I've been fiddling with the rig. It's one of those things you're always thinking about, ways to improve it, and I've changed a couple of things, and I'll give you more details of those later, but my goal really is to get more balance. That means more of the sail forward of the mast, and the goal is about 15% in terms of batten length. I haven't measured, but I don't reckon that's far out, and that increase in balance makes it a lot easier, for example, for TP, who's steering now, and as you see, not having to do very much, also for the wind vane when I use that. And I think it's a big improvement. I'm quite pleased. And to do that, I've had to put one new line on the mainsail and just reroute a line on the foresail. Now, France, who's a very, very lovely and wonderful person, has a Flickr page where he's drawn out Tapatya's rig, and I'll give him details of this new setup, and he does it all voluntarily, but it'd be great if he could update that, and then anybody who's interested can see Tapatya's rig in detail. There's the Tapatya's rig there and some details of buoyancy and things that he's done, technical things to do with this boat. It's wonderful. To access it, there are various ways, but one way is there's a Facebook group called SV Tapatya Friends, and there you can find the link to his Flickr page and see what you make of it. And I say I'll send him details of this new setup. I'm really pleased with it. This is pretty exciting, going through a tiny little gap. Rocks. A few sailboats doing the same thing in front of us. Rocks. Motorboat right behind me. Hazel behind me that way. Whole procession of boats coming through here. I guess we've got the tide right by sheer fluke. Pretty hairy, though. What an absolutely incredible place. Like some sort of primeval sea. There's rocks sticking out all over the place. It's astounding. I'm absolutely loving it, even though it's, you know, keeps you on your toes. It's brilliant. They talk about champagne sailing. It doesn't get better than this. Downwind is beautiful. It is, and I've said lots of places beautiful. This is the most beautiful. Little islands with sandy beaches. Hazel just over there, sailing away. See if we can get her to give us a wave. No, she's busy. Come on, Hazel, give us a wave. Give us a wave. There we are. Look at it. My word. That is something. That is something. Let's see her get through that gap between the red and the green. This is how I do steering. Oh, strenuous. Have you noticed, by the way, how quiet TP is? Steering on a run. He likes that balanced sail. Mussel farms. Looks like something out of Waterworld. And I think and hope we can get up between them. Just going to run straight up this channel between them all. And try and get in up to the beach end. Quite something. I'm not sure they'll win any beauty stakes. Apparently they're good for the ecosystem and wildlife, so I understand. I claim to be no expert on that front. There's breakfast with a Spanish inspiration to it. It's a tomato with a cilantro on bread, toasted in olive oil, and Spanish would take a small tomato and squidge it in there, but that's a Spanish inspired breakfast. Looking forward to that. And that is good. Tomatoes here are just heaven. So there you are. That was 5 days of sailing, and we actually did a short one at the end of the last week's video, which made it 6 days that we moved every single day. However, if you look at it on Navionics, the route, it's only about 100 miles that we did in that stage, and Navionics is always a bit ambitious with its routing. As to be said, it takes you takes you inside reefs and places. In truth, you go a bit longer than the Navionics automatic routing shows. But anyhow, not much over 100 miles. So it leaves you with the question of whether it's better to do one overnighter, which clearly, you know, even a small boat such as ours will do that distance in an overnight trip, or to day hop. And I guess that's a question of, you know, your choice at the time. Overnighters as a solo sailor or a challenge, you either don't sleep at all or you try the catnapping thing. Along this coast, I think sleeping would be tricky. There's a lot of fishing boats, there are a lot of reefs. I think that would be a challenge. You'd have to go out further and make a longer trip of it just to be safe. Or you do the short day hops like we did. Clearly some of those could be longer. We've taken every comfortable anchorage opportunity we could, really. But the big advantage is you get to see the place. You get to really get a feeling of the place that you're traveling, rather than just hurtling past it. So I have to say, in this instance, at the very least, the day hopping was my choice. We agreed, Hazel and I, both of us, but I'm happy with the way we did it. We got a feeling for the place, we saw a lot of it, have an idea of what Galicia is like around that corner. So it was very nice. Anyhow, after 6 days of moving, we stopped up for a few days, rested up there, explored that Ria, which is a truly beautiful Ria. Actually, I think my favourite of them, Ria de Arusa. Very, very nice indeed. And there we go. Thank you for watching. I haven't done a product review the last 2 weeks. We'll be getting back to them. I've got lots of ideas of things I want to review. Some things coming based on when I did the Benford review. A couple of comments from there of things I need to show you that are relevant to that. So coming soon, certainly. We will get back to product reviews, most certainly. One thing I should say perhaps is that the product reviews are entirely independent and completely unsponsored. In fact, this channel is completely unsponsored. I get regular emails from companies wanting me to promote some bit of old stuff. I'm not doing it. Not unless it was something that was fantastic to me, you know, should, I don't know, whatever, Zodiac write to me and say, oh, we'd like to, you know, I might be tempted, but not. I've had emails about shower heads and those portable battery packs and what do they have, a thing to hold your phone to video with, all sorts of nonsense, things that are totally irrelevant to this channel. I'm not doing any of that, that's for sure. So as I say, completely unsponsored. The only sponsoring is, of course, from the lovely people who support us via Patreon and PayPal. And if you'd like to help keep this channel independent, you know how to do it. All right, that's enough wittering. See you next time. Bye.